coming in hot, Chinchy. How we doing, cuz?
Happy opening day, dude.
Dude, this is the best day of the year, man. Opening day. You kidding me? Let's go.
I know. It's not just happy opening day, it's happy Sean Casey day. You're all over. You're all over today. We got the pod.
I am. Yeah.
What else we got? You're all over the place.
Well, I'm going on Jim. I go on Jim. I go on Romy every year, dude. Opening day. So I'm fired up to go on with him at 12:40 today. Going to be incredible. I mean, Romy and I go so far back. Obviously when I was 20 plus 24 years, 25 years, and we've been doing this opening day bid for a while. So I'm fired up to go on with him. I'm on tonight, MLB Network 7 to 10 with Greg Amsinger and Dan Plesac, covering all 30 games, which will be really cool. It's the greatest job in the world, dude. Just get a chance. You get a chance to talk baseball, man, and love it. Like we do this podcast. It's fun when you're doing something you love. It's fun, but nothing like opening day, man. And for me, Chinch, like really growing up in the big leagues in Cincinnati, opening day in Cincinnati is a national holiday. It was because the Cincinnati Red Stockings were the first major league club ever. So it was always a tradition for 100 probably 40 years, 135 years. Cincinnati Reds were always open at home, and they were always the first game. And over the last few years, as teams have opened in Mexico and Japan, that tradition has kind of gone out the window. But opening day in Cincinnati, man, is a national holiday. I really believe there's nothing like opening day in Cincinnati because of the history and the tradition of that opening day.
Yeah, it's cool. You kind of forget about it because this week goes all of a sudden, boom, baseball's here. It's also cool because the home openers come like in a week too. So like, it's almost like we get kind of like 6 opening days spread out throughout a week, and it's really cool. I remember one year the Yankees when I was a kid. First of all, like when you're in school and they're playing a day game or something, you go try to find the radio. Now kids have their phones. They're probably streaming it through their through their earbuds, like in algebra class. But back with us,
doing 16x equals 8. What does x equal? And you're like. And like, Judge, deep drive left center. You're on your phone. You have no idea what the hell the teacher's saying.
Yeah, it's so good. I remember one year though. I think I snuck out. I think I didn't even. I think I called out sick, or I had my mom call out sick, and I watched a Yankee opening day. It was their home opener, and it snowed, and they played in the snow. I'll never forget that moment. It was Scott Sanderson was his starting pitcher. And
Scott Sanderson, yeah, I know Scott.
Oh, do you know him? That's cool.
Yeah.
And he's just like this, and there's just snow coming down. When I was at ESPN, I used to do like greatest opening day moments features and stuff for the season, and I would always make that one of the first shots, just the snow coming down over a pitcher at Old Yankee Stadium. But the other thing I love about this, like, I don't know, so selfishly with me and my dad, like, my dad's a little older now. He doesn't work as much, like. The baseball season starting is like the greatest thing in my family because my dad is just so invested. He's been a Yankees fan, since he's 5 years old, and he's 80. So like, he's just like, it gives your whole family something to talk about. It gives it's a whole other thing. Like even football, I know football's quote unquote the most popular sport, but it only happens on Sundays and Mondays and now Thursday, but not like every night you can watch baseball. Your team play baseball, talk about it with your kids, kids talking about it with their friends. It's just, there's nothing like it. Like, nothing like it, I think.
There are 10 times the amount of games, 10 times more games in Major League Baseball than there is in the NFL.
Right.
I mean, that's the bottom line. It's incredible. So, like, what's amazing is, you're right. Every night, hey, man, do you see what, so-and-so is struggling, but, there's still 100. I remember Adam Dunn and I used to joke around, first day in Cincinnati, like I said, it's a national holiday. It feels like a playoff game. It's so incredibly awesome, right? And, we would, the next night, it'd be 55,000 people in Cincinnati, whatever. The next night, there'd be like 8. And Dunner would always look at me and go, hey, Case, only 161 more to go. And I'm like, you're right. I was like, man, can't we have opening day every night? You know what I mean? That's what was so great, dude. When I went to Boston in 2008, and also when I was in Detroit in 2006, and we were making that run to the postseason, dude, every day was like opening day, a full house pack. You don't get that. I mean, people that play in those markets, like a Jeter or Chipper Jones, these guys that like they win every year. Like it's not like that for most teams. Like most teams aren't having those kind of fans. So opening day is such a big deal for so many markets because it's not like that ever again. But there are certain markets like the Yankees, the Red Sox, Wrigley Field with the Cubs. I mean, they are packed house every single night, and you get that opening day feel.
Yeah, Harold Reynolds made a great point to me once because we were talking about how like like bad teams go into New York or Boston and then take 2 out of 3 or sweep the team that's way better than them. Harold made a great point. He's like, man, when I was in Seattle and we were in last place, we're playing in front of like you said, like 500,000 fans. When we would go to Yankee Stadium, that was our time to show off. Like we're in front of 25, 30,000 people. Now I feel like I'm in the big leagues when you're going into those markets. It made a lot of sense when he said that.
Yeah. No, it's incredible. It's so true. It's like, oh wow, this is a little bit of a different adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
We got all these people. It was like when I played with the Red Sox, we could go into Tampa. Maybe you think we were in Fenway.
Yeah.
40,000 freaking Boston fans. You're like, this is incredible, packed house. You know what I mean? Like, it was amazing how well they traveled. But when I think back to opening day, I got a couple stories I wanted to share.
Yeah, let's hear them.
Dude, like I got traded opening day 1998, literally 14 hours before opening day. Jim Bowden, thank you, Jim, traded for me to the Reds for Dave Burber, their opening day starter. So, get into Cincinnati. It was just such a cool, time to, that's when I was like, this is a really big deal. I got in that game too. I think Kevin Brown punched me out 2-2 fastball, and I was facing Kevin Brown. And I go, is this what the big league pitchers look like? If so, I'm going to be out of here in like a week. I'm like, this guy's throwing 98-mile-an-hour bowling balls I've never seen before, freaking blowing my bat up 2 seconds. I faced Trevor Hoff my first at bat with the Reds. Next day, I faced Kevin Brown my first at bat, Trevor Hoff my second.
Oh my God.
Two punches, dude. Never seen a change up like that ever. So that was my first opening day with the Reds.
Was that the same day that when you got into the clubhouse, Johnny Bench said you were late?
Dude, I walk in and my first introduction to opening day, I walk in, there's Johnny Bench. And I walk in, I'm like, oh my God, in my mind, I'm like, there's Johnny Bench. Like, Kinch, open the door, in the locker right in front of me is Johnny Bench looking at the door.
Crap.
So he's like, hey man, let's go. You're late for the season. I'm like, I was like, I'm like, I didn't really know Johnny. I was like, is he serious? He was serious. He's like, you're late for the season. Get dressed. I'm like, dude, I just got here in a cab. I was like, I just got traded. I don't even know anybody on the team. I know Aaron Boone. I play with him in Arizona Fall League. I'm flustered as can be. And then the other part of the story was, so I got Johnny Bench telling me I'm late for the season. I'm shitting my pants. All of a sudden, I see one of the worst bodies I've ever seen. Pete Harnisch is walking to the right of me, but also one of the hardest workers. The guy did more cardio than any human I've ever seen too. But he canceled out with the pizza,
Yeah.
So he's walking by. He's like, has anyone seen my toothbrush? Has anyone seen my toothbrush? And I'm like, what the heck is going on here in Cincinnati? It's incredible. So he's walking by naked. As he walks by, the toothbrush is hanging out his butt, and he goes, I think some asshole ate it.
Oh my God!
Welcome to Cincinnati.
Your first day,
dude. Then I go outside, right before the game starts, and I'm just so jazzed to be there. I can't even believe it. But the parade, Marge Schott used to bring the parade through Synergy Field. So here comes a car. Here comes Marge Schott crushing a Bloody Mary. Here comes a freaking horse. Here comes a Clydesdale, elephants, giraffes, and then next thing you know, Harnisch is feeding the elephant Davy's sunflower seeds by the bucket. The elephant's like in our dugout. I was like, his opening day like this everywhere else. That's why I said Cincinnati, bro. The parade, the opening ceremonies. There's nothing like it, bro. It was incredible. That was my first introduction to baseball in Cincy.
Do you remember the first time when you shook like Lark's hand? Now you're great friends with Lark now, and we know him, but like that was Barry Larkin at the time. That was his squad, right? What was that,
bro? I remember the moment. I ended up going out to BP, and I caught the end of it. So I got a couple swings in, but it was happening quick. And Burba was, dude, they loved Burbs on that team. He was such a good dude. So I'm like, I didn't know any of this. I'm 23. I'm the top prospect for the Indians. Literally my head is spinning. I am so scared to be there, dude. I'm like, I don't know anybody. And Booney came up to me. He's like, hey man, he hadn't made the opening day roster. He's like, dude, great to have you here. I was like, oh man, thanks. Good. Thanks for coming over. Like, appreciate that. And then Mark came over to me, dude. And I'll never forget it. I was on the field, you know, probably like 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. He was like, hey, man, Barry Larkin, you know, great to have you here. Looking forward to, you know, getting to know you, seeing you play, you know, fired up. You're going to help us win some ball games. And like, that meant a lot, dude. And my relationship with Lark for years was always tight like that. But I thought it was, you know, hey, the good sign of a leader is, you know, that empathetic, you know, having empathy for guys to say, hey, I got to put myself in his shoes and see how he feels. I felt like Lark did that. So that was a good, you know, those were good moments for me, man. Like just looking back, and man, it goes by so fast. That was 25 years ago, bro.
Isn't that
25
crazy?
years.
Isn't that crazy, man?
Correct.
The one thing I miss about playing actual baseball is the smell of the ballpark. Like, especially you get out when you're stretching and you're just like you're just picking grass, eating grass. I would do it like the dirt, getting home from a game and having a sunburn from your nose down to your chin, and you take your hat off. You remember, like in high school, you wouldn't go out without a hat on because if you did, you look like a two-faced guy. I miss that. I miss that a lot. It's summer. It makes you feel like today. I'm like, oh my god, the weather's got to break now because baseball started. Right. You know, it's just like that fresh cut grass, all that. It's so different.
You're right, man. The dirt, the fresh cut grass. You know what I miss, man? I miss like, especially like after an opening day, I miss like the shower, like getting out of the shower after a 3-hour game. You put in the work beforehand. You're sweating. You got your cage working. You got a good lift in. You get out of the shower, like walking back to your locker, like you're like, that was a good day's work. You're like, I kind of miss that. Like that was a good day's work. Way to grind, you know. And then you do it for 162 games, or just like do it in high school. Like when you come back, you're exhausted when you go to the pool with your buddies or something. You know what I mean? Like, you know. Like,
I do have one tough memory. It still feels good in my head though. But when I used to slide, for some reason I would slide on my right knee rather than kind of like side swiping my knee underneath it. And to this day, I have no hair on this one part of my knee because first game of the year, you know, slide into first, or slide into second, slide into third, boom, that little gash would pop open. And then every time I would take a shower, it'd burn. And then you get out, you got to pour the peroxide on and it fizzes up and stuff. I had that for literally since I was like 9 years old. I had that cut on my knee every time for a baseball season. It's funny, right?
Dude, I knew that whenever you get those strawberries or raspberries, whatever, dude, they would never go away. And you get in the shower, you're like,
oh my god,
yeah, it hurts so bad.
It's like somebody's just poking you with needles.
Yeah, every time you slid, as soon as you got it, you'd have it for the rest of the year. Such a pain in the leg.
Anyway, well, that's all right. Go,
Chichi, one more.
Yeah, go.
We got a second for a couple more. 99 was the first in opening day. I hit a 3-run homer in like the 7th to tie the game over Barry Bonds' glove, the left field, bro. 55,000 people going crazy. Honest to God, it was like that was the moment I felt like, oh, I'm in the big leagues. That was the first moment in 99 opening day. I was like, this is the show. Like this place is coming down. It was incredible. That moment. I also had another moment. I posted on Instagram today where it was a curtain call.
Oh yeah.
And I hit a 3-run homer in the 6th off John Burkett against the Braves to tie it at 4. And they gave me a curtain call to come out.
It's up there. It's up there. Is it on that side of the screen or that side of the screen? I can't remember. But that's one of the images on the top of the mayor's office.
One of the images on the mayor's office. Yeah, exactly.
It's either right here or right there. I'll know when I edit.
2001 opening day. That was an opening day moment. And then also, dude, one of the coolest opening days for me was at Pittsburgh at PNC Park. I hit the first home run at PNC Park, growing up in Pittsburgh, you know, going to games at Three River Stadium. When PNC Park opened, I saw the Reds were opening it, man. Just to get that first hit and home run, that was incredible. I got the first hit at Miller Park, opening a park, which was really cool. So that was really cool. And then also another great opening day memory, 2008, I'm with the Red Sox. They're getting their rings, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I wish I won a ring. I was like, you know, I wasn't on the 2017 when they won it. So it's 2008. I think they're getting their rings or having the ring ceremony or whatever. They got the American flag down on the monster. Oh, they
drape it down a monster. It's beautiful.
And guess who comes out of the monster? Bill Buckner's first time back at Fenway.
Oh, that was that year. Wow.
Bro, he comes. I started to cry. There wasn't a dry eye in the place, dude. Bill Buckner came out through the first pitch. Fenway Park was going berserk when he came out. It was just such a wonderful, wonderful I think it was such a healing moment.
Yeah.
But to see Buckner throw out the first pitch, got a chance to talk to him and say hi to him and stuff. I don't know. I just thought it was a really cool thing, especially that they won the championship now in 04 and 07. They brought Buckner back, that he was willing to come back and throw out the first pitch because obviously he got tortured for that error he made in '86 and moved out of Boston and all that stuff.
What was that? Was that your favorite first pitch you ever saw? From like as a player?
Yeah, that might have been my favorite first pitch ever. Yeah. George Bush, the year that I got the first hit at Miller Park.
Yeah.
George W. Bush threw out the first pitch.
That's pretty
too,
crazy.
So that was kind of cool. And that was before 9/11. That was April 2001. Then 9/11 happened. So getting a chance to meet him and Secret Service sniffing my locker. And
yeah,
dogs
isn't that crazy? So I remember being at the All-Star game in Chicago. I think it was White Sox All-Star game. I forgot what year it was, but when Obama threw out the first pitch, and dude, man, I remember being in the trucks. We're in the trucks. They locked us in the trucks, and then oh my god, the guys with the rifles, dogs. Oh my god, the dogs. How big are those not Dobermans? What are they? What are those dogs? Anyway, those dogs.
German Shepherds?
German Shepherds, dude. That are like literally up to here on me with their huge heads. And the guys, whenever they were walking by, they'd be like, "Don't touch dogs, don't touch dogs." I'm like, "I'm not touching that freaking dog, man. No way. No way." Crazy. Ooh, that's like intense, man, when those guys get there.
Dude, I remember 1992, University of Richmond, the presidential debates. One of the presidential debates was there. Clinton and George Bush, not George Senior Bush, 92, bro. When I tell you, a week before the debates, I was a freshman. There were snipers on every roof, dude.
That's crazy.
Every roof. I'm like, dude. So when I would never forget it. These guys come down in their barricades. They got the limos coming down the truck. They're coming into like X lot in Richmond, getting ready to do the debate. And dude, there's freaking so much firepower. Like if you tried to take out the president, you'd be sniped in 2 seconds.
Oh, forget about it.
It was incredible.
Oh, I bet when a president goes to an actual baseball game, there's at least 500 fans who are sitting there who are ready to rock at any moment, who aren't really fans. They're just like locked down former Navy SEALs working for the government. I love that shit, man. I get fired up when I see meet those guys. It's like your boy Mark, man. Like, look at that dude.
Yeah, dude, exactly. You see Mark all, swatted out. You're like, all right, that's freaking. This guy would put me in a pretzel. Point eight.
That's so funny. Anyway, all right. So back to opening day. All right. We have so many games going on today. It's not even worth talking about the games yet. It's really more about the fanfare. It's really more of just turning on the TV, seeing baseball that's going to count, and at the end of the day, half the teams are going to be 1-0, the other half is going to be 0-1. And like you said yesterday, just the exuberance of like, hey, maybe we will suck this year, but maybe we won't. You can be maybe we won't.
Maybe we'll be good.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll win the championship. Maybe we will.
Yeah. So that's what it's all about, man. I'm going to let you go because you got, what do we say? Jim Rome, what time Eastern?
Jim Rome, 12:40. I got MLB tonight 7 to 10, and I'll be watching the games all day long, like everyone else will be. And kids, if you're in school, see if you can get out of school.
Sneak
you're probably
out.
not listening. But anyway, how about parents? Go get your kids out of school, bring them home, let them watch the game.
Get them out. Kids aren't learning anything in these schools anymore anyway.
Exactly.
Come on home.
We got Chat GPT now. You want to write a paper? Chat GPT.
Well, that's it. Easy enough. And you know what? You learn math you said it, you're really good at math. You know why? Because you played baseball and you had to time out your batting average and what you needed in the next week or two.
Numbers all day long. You're doing numbers.
There you go. So forget algebra class today, kids. Get home, get your glove, 7th inning stretch, run out with dad, get a couple throws in, go back and watch the end of the game. All right?
Exactly.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing on the mayor's office. No kids in schools today. All right, man. Enjoy it, man. Have fun. I'll be watching you.
All right, kids. Hey, everyone out there, enjoy opening day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see who wins, who loses. Only 161 to go after today. Let's get it. See you, Chichi.